I'd like to point out that this is only my second book haul, I think, this year, and the other one was even smaller than this one, so I still feel like I'm doing pretty good with focusing on stuff that I already have. Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a moderate sized book haul here. I have been, like I said, I've been focusing this year on reading what I have on my shelves, not buying as many books, not getting as many books as well, and so I still feel like I've been doing a pretty good job. There are many here that I did not actually purchase or that I've already read, and so that those don't always necessarily count because I'm adding a book, but it's a book that I've read, so it doesn't hurt my ratio. But so with that, let's talk about what I have here in my stack. So first off, we have Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer, and this one I read from Murphy and Pierre's recommendation, and it's the first book in the Southern Reach trilogy. I need to get the others. So I've read this one, but I borrowed it from the library when I read it, so I happened to be out when Andrew was here, because we went to several bookstores, which is part of the reason why I have a book haul. And so I grabbed this, and I like this. The one I read from the library was the movie cover. Which I like this one a lot more, with the green and everything looks great. And this is one, like I said, I really enjoyed this book, and it's one that I already knew I was going to reread at some point because it's very short, and I just kind of wanted to try it out again when it wasn't coming very quickly after Song of the Mysteries. And so, yeah, really enjoyed that one, and was glad to get that as well. And then a couple of things that I had gotten that people sent me as birthday gifts include A Practical Guide to Conquering the World by K.J. Parker, which is the third book in the Siege trilogy. I had recently read the first one when I got this, and so I ended up picking up the second one sooner because this was just kind of a fun series, and so I'm looking forward now to getting to this third one, which I am now on. And then we have the Jade Throne by Tasha Suri. I have the second book of this, which I picked up at some point somewhere, because I had already read the first book, but I hadn't read the second book at the time, I think. And this is one of those series that I did enjoy, and I'm still looking forward to the third one. Not like a favorite, but it's it's just for the record too, because people always seem to paint this as a romance series. Like, the elements are there, but like, I'm not a romance fan. I still thought the world building was really cool and interesting, which is what pulled me in here. It just made me laugh. The print is kind of big in this, I feel like, to make it seem like it's a longer book than it is. But so now I finally have this to go with my first copy, or my copy of the book 2. I didn't have book 1, and so that's why it's not on the shelf. I needed the first book, so we'll probably have to figure out somewhere to put that now here as well. But so we have that. And then, next up we have The Things of War by E.J. Doble. I'm not entirely sure. Which, speaking of Andrew, so I got this one from him. It comes with a cool bookmark. And this is one where he basically told me to just try the first part of the prologue and determine, because when he started reading this, he's like, yeah, this just sounds like Nico. So yeah, here's the first part of the prologue. On a silent shore in a distant land, the world was coming to an end. Within the folds of a low-hanging mist, streams of black smoke billowed across the skyline. The embers of orange and crimson streaked through each fold, reaching off from the south like prying hands. Debris clung to the water, sloshing with the patient ripples of waves. Slick mosaics of oily blood stained an otherwise pristine white beach. The lifeless flesh of the many dead bobbed among them, eyes rolling and bellies bloating, like the undulations of a great sea serpent. It was an otherwise pristine serenity agonized by the scream of distant violence, that the world was coming to an end. And yet no one seemed to know why. And yeah, I'm like, I want to read that. The style of the writing there, that kind of hook, that pull in, yeah, that definitely made me want to read that one. So that was a pretty easy one. And then this one, which I don't know a whole lot about here. I read the first chapter while we was here, and it seemed kind of interesting. Called Lessons in Birdwatching by Honey Watson, which is a sci-fi. So I don't really think it's about bird watching, but also just the name of that pulled me in, and it came with this cool feather bookmark here, which is nifty. So I read the first, and the first chapter did not give me a whole lot of idea of what was going on here, but interesting sci-fi on the shorter side, and it has bird watching in the title, which just, I don't know, for some reason had me interested. So that'll be one I'll have to get to at some point as well. It does, I think, relate to to birds in some way, maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, and then we have, I didn't even realize I had this as something else that was sent as a gift for my birthday last month. Butcher Baker Candlestick Taker by Patricia Meredith, which is the first book in the Spokane Clock Tower Mysteries, which as a series I really enjoyed. They're historical mysteries. I read the 3 that are out so far, as well as Patricia's other books, which I really enjoyed. But I didn't have physical copies because when I read when I did these, I did on Scribd, the audiobooks, which were also excellent. So I didn't have physical copies, so I needed to get one of these. So I was sent this, which is perfect because I really needed to get those. And then I ended up I still needed a physical copy of Four Scored, so I ended up grabbing one of these as well. Because I needed to add this to my collection. So I read a New York of this when it came out and just hadn't gotten to getting a physical copy yet as well. And I love the Merediths. They're both excellent authors of very different stuff, but really good stuff. So I'm glad to finally have those in my collection. So then the things that I did buy, which I think completely fair, is you happen to be at my half-price books even, which I go to frequently enough. I've been going less, so I don't buy things, but they happened to have a nice selection of some David Gemmell stuff, including the Troy trilogy and these copies, which are in nice condition. So Lord of the Silver Bow, Shield of Thunder, and Fall of Kings. And so these I have not read yet, but I love me some David Gemmell and absolutely plan to read as well. So I figured those were definitely too good to pass up. And they had a hardcover of The Swords of Night and Day, which is one of the Skilgannon novels. And this is actually it's the last in at least in chronological order. This is the last. I think this might have been the last published, actually, Drenai book as well, now that I think about it. But in hardcover. So I only have mass market paperbacks of the Drenai books that I have, so I need to get some nicer copies, whether it's, there are some that are kind of hard to find, some bind-ups in big trade paperback, as well as any that I can get hardcover for, I probably will as well. So seeing this, I'm like, yes, definitely perfect to add to the collection there. So when I see good condition David Gemmell in bigger than mass market size, that is easy instant buy as well. So I was really happy to pick those up and add to my David Gemmell collection. And editing Nico here with but wait, there's more. Because I ended up, after filming this, going to check my P.O. box and finding A Lion's Pride by P.L. Stewart in there that he was so kind as to send me. This is book 4 in the Drowned Kingdom saga. I recently read book 2 and quite enjoyed it as well, so I need to catch up. I feel like this is my hint that I definitely need to catch up, and now I have even a new one, so no excuses, so I'll definitely be looking to get to that soon, hopefully. But that's really it. Like I said, this was a fairly moderate book haul, but some really great stuff here. Some just stuff I've read and needed to get to, some new stuff, and just some stuff that needed to join the collection as well. So a small but mighty book haul. And I still, like I said, I feel like I'm doing pretty good because I've read, out of these books that I got, I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've read 5, and there are like 11 books here, so I've read like half of these. That's pretty good. It's pretty good odds. Almost half of what I actually just got here that I just needed physical copies of, so that makes me very happy that I'm still doing pretty well overall with not buying a ton of books. But really, that's it for this one. So let me know if you've gotten anything interesting or if you have any thoughts on any of these books that I talked about in the comments. Always love hearing from you and your thoughts in the comments below. Make sure to give the video a like if you enjoyed it. Check the link in the description, as always, for the Wizardly Enclave Discord. If you want to chat books, whether these books, other books, really anything at all, it's a lot of fun and we would love to have you. And of course, if you enjoy my content, make sure to subscribe.